Let's see. Are we? I've got the
Yeah,
volume
we're
killed
on.
on this. Okay, good. Let me just send a link here. So why don't you get us introduced, and then we'll.
Okay. Hello, Weekend Warriors. Welcome to another Sunday night stream on the Weekend Dojo. It's your host, Proton Reviews and Fan Edits, and El Chizo Reviews. Tonight we'll be talking about the Unicron trilogy, which is Transformers Armada, Transformers Energon, and Transformers Cybertron. Anything you'd like to say?
Well, tonight we're just going to be focusing on Armada.
Right.
For the most part, because there's a bit to talk about here.
And I believe Friday we'll get an Energon.
Yeah, I think Friday we'll get an Energon.
Okay. Well, what do you remember about Armada? Let's you start.
Well, as I recall it, the story is very similar to the original Transformers story, where they're leaving Cybertron.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm correct. This is like a complete redo of everything, right?
True, but instead of just the Ark and the Decepticon ship, there was also a Minicon ship.
Mm-hmm. I loved that, by the way. Wasn't that when Minicons first? No, Minicons first came in Robots in Disguise, the anime. If I'm correct, right?
I think those were Target Masters.
Same thing, right?
Well, no, the function is a bit different.
Minicons are supposed to attach to the main robot, right?
It's called power linksing.
Yeah. Okay, that's the difference. Okay. I always called the ones from Robots in Disguise Minicons also.
Now, the Minicons, in order to survive the crash, compress themselves into these pentagonal plates.
Mm-hmm.
With the Minicon logo on them, and they were dormant that way. Now, the Decepticons wanted to use the Minicons as weapons of war. Because the Minicons, they were workers. The Decepticons in this universe did not believe that the Minicons were even sentient, I don't think. The Autobots tried to protect them, and ultimately they've been using the Minicons as weapons.
Yes, the one I remember the most was the jet set that turned into a sword.
Oh, that would become the Star Saber.
Mm-hmm. It was like an SR-70 Blackbird, an F-22.
Fun fact, the Star Saber was actually named after the main character of Transformers Victory.
Which one is Transformers Victory?
Transformers Victory is the Japanese Generation 1 of Transformers.
Wow. Is there a difference between the two? The Gen 1 and...
There is a major difference. To start with, this one actually had toys designed for it. It was only released in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of the toys were released in the West, but they didn't have Star Saber, so you couldn't get the complete combined form that they had.
Uh-huh.
Star Saber is a swordsman.
Well, that actually looks really cool. Is Ultra Magnus in it?
No.
Okay. Oh, that's
you have.
Okay. That looks familiar. Yeah, Emgo. First video comes up is Emgo's review of it.
That aside, there is actually an homage to Star Saber in Armada.
Uh-huh. What is it?
Sky Saber or Cloud Saber.
Cloud Saber. I'm gonna look him up real quick because I'm curious.
No, wait, that's not. No, I think that's Energon.
You know what my favorite part about the Armada toy line was? I know more about the toy line than I do the show. So if you can cover the show, that's great. I with the toys. I'm good with. I'm really knowledgeable on the toys.
Now we get the same 3 human characters that we've always gotten with Transformers.
Optimus Prime, Megatron. Oh no,
no, the human characters. Human characters.
Witwicky, right?
Generic guy, generic girl, generic younger brother.
Oh yeah. Witwicky seems to be a name always used.
It is popular. Now, we don't really... The mini-cons do not vocalize a lot. So you don't really get a sense for their character. Usually they are just there as an accessory for the robot that you...
Right.
It's partnered with.
I usually get stern looks when I say this, but my favorite of the Armada was Blur.
Blur was a pretty common toy. A lot of people didn't like that giant backpack he had.
Yeah, I liked that toy. It was like I think the first, like when I first got into Transformers back in like 02 or 01, and that was one of the first non-main character Transformers I really, really wanted, because my next door neighbor had it, and I would constantly ask to play with it. That was my favorite. I had it at one point, but I think one of my friends still has it right now. I need to get it back from them because they were borrowing it for something.
So, let's see. What else is there to...
I have a question. Wasn't Hot Shot supposed to be like a mix of Bumblebee and Hot Rod?
He kind of filled the roles that they both kind of occupied.
I mean, because if you think about a color scheme also, he has yellow and black as the outline of the vehicle, and when he folds out, he has some of Hot Rod's color scheme in the center of the body. So I think that it's supposed to be a mix of those characters. I've seen it done before with like mixing characters. Wait, what do you think?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, in Transformers timelines, Hot Shot was considered just an alternate version of Hot Rod.
That is... Oh, cool. Yeah, I like Hot Rod. He was cool. See, I played I used to play the Transformers Armada game, and I know this is not a popular opinion, but I liked playing it. It was a good game. One of my favorite characters to play as was Hot Rod.
Yeah, Hot Rod is pretty cool. Is a pretty cool character.
What did you think of his toy, though?
Of his toy?
Yeah, have you taken a look at any of the Armada toys?
Well, my cousin used to have like a big big old box of Transformers. He's offered to loan it to me a couple of times, but I keep telling him don't, because I'll have to mail it back to him. I don't trust postage officers with packages. I've seen videos of them getting thrown around. Just
yeah.
I don't trust the postal gorillas.
Okay.
But there are some impressive toys on there, but there are also some goofy looking toys as well. Armada was very, like, when it was on, it was on. But for the most part, it wasn't the best.
Do you think it got better with Energon?
I didn't like Optimus Prime and Energon.
Oh no, I didn't. Once Energon kicked in, Optimus Prime, I didn't like his design as much. I didn't really care for it. I was more into the smaller bots, like the soldier bots, not the leaders, but mainly the soldiers.
The grunts.
Yeah, the grunts. I liked collecting grunt. I only had one thing from Energon, but it was that jet. I still forget his name.
Jetfire?
No, it was not Jetfire. Remember that jet I went through like 20 minutes of trying to find the image of a few weeks ago?
I
part of the
think so.
combiner. He was a
yeah, you could
combiner.
never. Was it Windbreaker?
Yeah. Wait, let me check.
Well, might as well fill the dead air while you're checking. So.
Yeah. What? No, that's a car.
Maybe it's
No, I give up.
Dreadwind. Look up Dreadwind or Dreadwing.
Treadwing. It might have been Treadwing.
No. Dread, as in
Dreadwing.
DR.
Energon.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
I'll find it later. I'll find it later. Anyways,
what I just
back to Armada.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say. Or you continue with the story. Then when I have to think of toys, I will bring them up.
Well, essentially, they find that these minicons have immense power. Some of them really shouldn't be played around with. Their battle actually takes them all over the world, hunting for these minicons. There's a bit of a combiner gimmick with Optimus.
Yeah.
He could combine with his own trailer or with...
Oh, yeah. I have to say this because you said trailer and Optimus. Can you guess what I'm about to say? Question the logic of. Just guess. If you're a diehard Transformers fan, you're gonna know what I'm about to say because trailer and Optimus.
Where does the trailer go?
Where does the trailer go and where does the trailer come from?
To the story. You don't need to know.
Okay, I don't need to know. I guess it just
it's
comes out
certainly
of his
not
butt.
some kind of conspiracy, I swear to God.
He just pulls it out of his ass. I don't know.
It just goes away, and then when he needs it, it comes back.
Yeah. Another thing I was gonna say. I forgot to say this when we mentioned Transformers G1. Orson Welles voiced Unicron. Did you know that?
You know what? I believe I did hear that at one point, but it had slipped my mind.
For like just some extra money, pretty much. He didn't really care for the series at all, and because he's from like that earlier generation of filming. But it was his last film role was voicing Unicron, because he died a few weeks later.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it was. He was suffering through some lung thing. It's a fun fact about Transformers that not many people know.
Well, aside from that, well, obviously this is part of the Unicron trilogy. Yeah. Unicron does show up.
Yes. Unicron is one of my favorite parts. I was obsessed with that toy. I never got it, but I've been obsessed with getting it for 3 Christmases after it's brought too.
Well, you can always be thankful for eBay, can't you?
Yes, I can. And you damn sure know I'm going to get it soon.
Actually, the Armada Unicron is kind of interesting.
It is. I mean, you can even... It kind of reminded me of Deep Space Nine from Star Trek. You know, like how ships would park on the side of it? Well, the Unicron, when in planet form, you can attach minicons on the side of its bars that hang out the side. Poles. Remember that?
I think I do remember that.
Yeah, let's see. Armada. Amada Unicron. It's not as round as I remember it being, though. Oh, here it is. Yep. As long as you can see that, okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
Uh-huh. Do you remember how popular that figure was and how obsessed people were with getting it?
Oh yeah, there were scrambles at Toys R Us, at Walmart, at Target.
Mm-hmm. Just for Unicron.
Then Primus came out during Cybertron.
The Primus obsession, or the Christmas of the Primus, I call it. 05, wasn't it? 05? The Christmas of 05? The Primus sellout?
Yeah. Man, that's like a desired figure, too.
It is. It still is, I think. Now, what do you think was the most desired figure of the Armada toy line, though?
The most desired figure of the Armada toy line?
Yes. Opinion and what you think is common fact.
Well, I would say my most desired figure from the Armada toy line would have to have been Nemesis Prime.
Nemesis Prime?
Because I liked the shape of Armada Optimus Prime, but I didn't really like the color it was in. And seeing it in black really actually sold it for me.
Nemesis Prime is Evil Prime, right?
Yes, he is sort of the evil clone in a way.
Okay, so it's not like Optimus when he is like brainwashed or whatever.
No. Nemesis Prime is an evil entity separate from Optimus. Okay. Usually known for carrying something called the Dead Matrix.
I've seen this before. That is a sick figure. Oh, this is the Cybertron re-release of them, I think. I'm not sure. Anyways, I had a Transformer Cybertron re-release of Optimus Prime in from Armada. That was a cool figure. I liked Armada Optimus. My favorite version of Optimus has always been G1, but yeah.
Well, I would have to say that while
design
the G1, well, yeah, but the G1 Optimus Prime kind of set the standard. Now every single Optimus Prime, like that's kind of what they aspire to as far as their transformation goes. It's not really a surprise anymore. You just do an Optimus on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just G1 Optimus figures, even tiny ones, are overpriced. Just because it's G1. You ever know? If you see a $6 minute, or like for example, a $6 miniature Transformer figure, that simple transformation. If it's G1 Optimus, it goes up to $9. You see a leader class G1 Optimus. A basic leader class figure is at least $20. G1 Optimus leader class, that's going for $50. I feel like Hasbro likes to profit off of G1 nostalgia way more than they should, in terms of they're outcasting the prices high just because it's G1. All right.
Yeah, I guess that's right. I mean, the thing is, G1, they're not making the original G1s anymore, which means there's a finite number of them in the world, which makes them more desirable.
They should be made though. Someone should, they're re-releasing Star Wars in the style of 71 stuff.
Well, the thing is, a reissue is not the same as one released way back in the day.
That is true. I'd love a reissue though. I mean, Saban is reissuing the 1993 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers next year toys. So why can't Hasbro do Transformers?
They reissue Transformers all the time. It's just like they won't be as collectible.
I mean, the same way they were made.
Well, they are. That's what I mean, is the reissue. Masterpiece and reissue are two different lines.
Oh, they do reissue?
Yeah.
Hold on.
They did it with Triptychon.
I gotta see this. Sorry. You have maybe plus my year. Yeah, I'll look this up later. Anyways, do you have a favorite, other than Nemesis Prime? Let's go with side characters. Do you have a favorite Armada character design that isn't a main character?
That isn't a main character. Yeah, now that's tough.
Like mine is Blur. I absolutely love Blur's look.
Well, they're all kind of main characters in a way, but I would have to say I was a fan of Red Alert.
1 second. Armada Red Alert. Oh, yeah. He's kind of like Ratchet, wasn't he?
Kind of, yeah.
Like a mix of Ratchet and Prawl. Maybe Jazz. Ratchet and Prawl.
Yeah, I guess a little bit.
Yeah. I noticed that Armada did tend to mix Transformers together instead of bringing them back. Yeah.
Oh, I guess since we've only got two viewers. One of them is me. I might as well mention, do a quick shout out. Thank you, Lydia, for sitting through this stream. I know it's kind of boring.
I'm the other viewer.
Oh, you're the other viewer?
Well, I'm off the screen right now. I just got back on it. Is there 3 now or 2?
I don't know. It's a little delayed reaction for me. Anyway, Transformers wise, I guess the biggest thing we should talk about the Minicon gimmick.
Oh yes, definitely.
So this was the main gimmick of the show, the Unicron trilogy, or the Unicron trilogy. Each series had its own gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And for this one, it was the Minicons, little tiny Transformers that transformed into little vehicles that would power links, i.e., peg onto a little port on the larger Transformer.
Mm-hmm.
Which would unlock secret weapons hidden within their bodies that for some reason they didn't have access to originally.
Right. Now, I do think that the Minicon concept did aspire from Robots in Disguise from the previous year.
Oh, no doubt. There's always been some kind of small robot companion, all the way back to Headmasters.
When did Headmasters first start, though?
That was, I believe, around the end of G1.
Oh, really? Was Headmaster? Inform me on Headmasters. I don't know anything about that one. I thought it was a toy line that came in like recently.
No. Titan's Return is an homage to the Headmasters.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
The original Headmasters were, and this was it. Well, actually, I can't name them all off the top of my head, but the idea was that there would be these tiny little people, essentially, that wore specialized suits that allowed them to transform into robot heads, and then they would combine with the actual Transformers bodies that had been separated from their real heads.
Okay.
Of course, there are other versions of the story, including the animation.
Who is
the
Transformer though that has like the four faces on one head? That, it turns and it's like a different person talking each time.
I know who you're talking about, but he shows up in Energon.
Yeah, wasn't he the creator or something?
No, he was just, I don't know what he was. He was this prophet or something.
Okay. I heard headmasters, and for some reason I was thinking that they were called the headmasters because literally heads.
No, the headmasters just transform. They're transformers that transform into robot heads.
Okay.
That plug onto the neck joint of their skin.
Mm-hmm.
They also can get in and drive these robots around.
Right. That's interesting.
They also made an appearance in Transformers Master Force, where the God Master was also introduced.
When did Master Wars come out? I remember that name.
Master Force.
Force. Okay. When did that come out, though?
I believe that was the Japanese G2.
Oh, never mind then. Never mind.
Because in that one, there wasn't even anything close to Optimus. There wasn't even a convoy. It was just people driving semi-conscious vehicles that they would combine with, and Jinrai was the main character.
Uh-huh.
Jinrai is also, it seems to have fallen away from here. Excuse me. Uh-oh. His arm seems to have disappeared. But yeah, Jinrai is also the model kit I bought.
Ooh, when did you get that one?
Comic-Con.
Can you show me? Oh, like a little more?
Like I said, one of his arms seems to have disappeared with a couple of components that I'll have to dig up and find. But he also comes with God Bomber.
Whoa, that's cool. Whoa, that's cool.
With whom he combines to be,
right?
I believe it's Japanese Gen 2, but yeah, these two combine to become God Jinrai.
Is there a year printed on it?
I just got the model kits and built them. There's no year printed on the parts themselves.
Okay, so these aren't new, or these aren't old then.
Oh, they're not terribly old.
They're not originals. They're just
The original toys are far out of circulation.
Mm.
I would have to say if I had the opportunity to get a God Jinrai or an original Master Force, I wouldn't. I would want to get the re-release version for Titan's Return.
Okay. Now I have a question for you. Speaking of like new gen Transformers, do you play Forge to Fight, the mobile app?
I do not. My phone is not that good.
Have you tried it?
It makes my phone heat up.
Okay, so you have tried it. Have you tried Transformers Conquest? Or no, not Conquest. It's like Civilization. Transformers. Like it's kind of like Clash of Clans.
Games on my phone.
Oh, okay. I had a great.
I wanted to try Forged, but
it's fun. It's addicting. I have right now I have Optimus Prime. Unfortunately, the other two I don't care about because they're Bayverse Transformers, and for me the movies are hit and miss. But I prefer the or in the game. But anyways, what I had an idea to pose to you. Do you remember how? And this is Transformers related. Do you remember how you said you wanted to do a D&D night thing?
Yeah, I did.
What if we did a Transformers RPG like roleplay game?
Well, we'd have to find one.
Yeah, I can just look up online for like a set of rules and stuff, and we can figure out how to do it.
Okay, if you can find something, but I think we would need at least one more player.
Yeah. I can get another player. You know anyone?
I think I do, but I don't know that he's a big Transformers fan.
Okay, well, I can easily help you there. I know my friend Sean is a big Transformers fan. Huge. But yeah, that's my idea. I'd love to do it. Maybe like some nights in place of bot talk, we could do a Transformers tabletop.
Maybe. Speaking of which, let's talk bot talk for a minute. So
Yes.
obviously, when we wrap up here, Transformers talk will be reserved for Friday evenings. Then obviously chats will be Saturdays and Sunday night streams. I guess we'll reserve Sunday night streams for video game related topics and
Anything that we don't talk about on Friday and Saturday.
Pretty much, yeah. So while we're on Transformers, let me talk a little bit about homages, because the Unicron trilogy is a big fan of them.
Okay.
Armada specifically, I believe we do get a lot of mini-cons that are named after Target Masters.
Target Masters?
The little robots that transform into weapons.
Yeah.
What else was there to... Oh, yeah. Let's talk about Armada's Laserbeak for a second.
Hold on. I need to remember what he looks like.
You're gonna regret it.
At this point, I don't care. Armada Laserbeak. It can't be worse than Dark of the Moon. Oh, I'm wrong. Hey, it's a video camera. That's cool.
Yeah. Best thing I've ever seen.
Hey, I actually like this.
Okay, just to clarify, y'all.
I mean, it's not
Laserbeak is supposed to be. Laserbeak is supposed to be a Decepticon.
Yeah, he doesn't look like. He looks like an Autobot.
He is actually a gadget used by the Autobot the humans on the Autobot side.
Well, in that case, I don't like it. I like the design. I like it as an Autobot thing. It just does not deserve the name Laserbeak.
Yeah, on top of that, why does it have two lenses? I don't...
Well, Hasbro thought it might.
I don't get it.
I mean, Hasbro's the one that makes everything before the films and cartoons are made, right?
I believe so. Well, at least they do now. When they had to start doing that, I think they were in a bit of hot water because they didn't know what they were doing as far as transforming robot toys, because they were just lifting molds.
Aren't they responsible for the movie designs also?
I believe they are, yes. They came up with Rekgar.
I mean, like, how it worked was they made all the designs, and Michael Bay worked off of what they had, right? Or they created.
More or less, I guess.
Well, it probably wasn't their best decision. Yeah, I like it.
So
I do like this design. I mean, my only complaint is the extra camera lens. I mean, there's no purpose to it, but...
And there's absolutely no compatibility with the Minicon gimmick.
Oh, that's true.
It doesn't need to exist. Maybe it's part of the whole Real Gear robot thing that was going on for a while.
But I'm glad it does exist because it looks cool.
Hey, maybe you could get it. It could be your trusty blaster for Kemen Ride Play Art.
Yeah, that... Yes, I can use it as a blaster. I will get this.
Or you could look into other, tokusatsu blasters, whatever you want.
Oh, I think I actually might get this as a blaster and just not transform it. Ooh, or better yet, it could be like a little, like how Kamen Rider Wizard has a little bird.
The Plow Monsters.
It could be like a plow monster. It's both a gun and a gadget that flies around. I'd have to repaint it.
I suppose. You'd have to repaint it. Oh, dude, I think I could come up with a cool logo to put over the Autobot symbol, too.
What?
I don't know yet. I have to think, but I could come up with something.
Okay. Hey, I mean, it could be worse. That Laserbeak could be worse, though. It could be this.
It could definitely be that.
I'm sorry, but Dark of the Moon Laserbeak is so cringeworthy. I mean, he looks.
You know what? You're not getting any argument from me.
Oh, I want to hear your rant because I'm actually agreeing with you on this.
Ravage didn't transform. Laserbeak, I don't think transformed. I don't know. There was no room for them to fit in Soundwave. I don't. Why? Why? Why was that a thing?
I don't know. There's a lot of things I can say about that series I don't like. Other than the only good thing about them is they're just stupid fun. But that's not what Transformers is supposed to be.
Well, it can be.
I do love the Titans Return looks, though. Absolutely love them to death.
Yeah, the Titans Return line does look great.
Titans Return looks much more realistic than the Transformers movie characters.
Well, they're less visually busy.
Yeah. Let's just go off to other Transformers now, because I think we said everything we can about Armada. Then.
Well, yeah. Why don't we talk a little bit about toy lines real quick? Firstly, well, you've got some memories of handling Armada toys, right?
Yes,
what would you say was what was your overall opinion of the build quality? At least from the Hasbro version.
I do have some complaints. With some of the figures, they tend to not move well, like with Blur. The arms, how it worked was when you slid the front out, arms would fold out, but they would slide against a mechanism to get into place. There wasn't enough room for overall movement on some of the figures because they had like the backs that didn't fold out properly. They were very bulky.
They were.
When you first take them out of the case, they wouldn't move properly at first. You actually had to jerk around with it to make it move correctly and easily. But I think that's most toys from that time period.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think on top of having to cram a gimmick in there, it wasn't really gonna. It wasn't gonna turn out as well as others.
This toy is from 2000. This Red Ranger figure is from 2001. This is actually a reissue they reused for when they released it with Operation Overdrive. But like for example, I had to move around with this just to make the legs move, and I still do have to. You can hear it creaking still, and I have to bite this just to turn the head. See? You heard that, right?
That does not sound good.
No. But yeah, most figures from that timeline, you had to work with it just to make it move.
Probably. And the Armada figures, as I recall, their proportions were awkward too, which didn't help. Very.
Honestly, I think the Robots in Disguise toy line the year previously was much better working and much better. They folded out properly. Like, I'll give you an example. Prowl. Do you remember the Prowl figure from Robots in Disguise?
I do.
Do you remember how he folds out, his lens folds back like this? Just everything folds properly.
Yeah.
Yes, I think. Though I think Robots in Disguise, its Optimus looked very weird, but in my opinion, I think the toy line itself worked better.
Yeah, it is weird because like it seems like engineering seemed to be up in quality. Well, it definitely took a dip for sure, and then it started climbing again.
Though. It got better at Energon.
Except for Optimus Prime.
Oh no, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about Optimus.
Okay, you know what? I think we've got audience members who don't understand. They deserve an explanation.
Okay, yeah.
So, when you look at Optimus, you expect, you know, big, boxy, windshield window, chest, pectorals, and like a ab thing going on.
Uh-huh.
And you expect him to look somewhat, you know, dynamic.
Yeah.
Energon Optimus was a little more rotund, with dinky little limbs. And the only way you could get him to look any sort of dynamic was to turn him into a friggin' Megazord.
Yeah. Here's a good picture of him. He's a really fat body.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like a sumo wrestler. I really hated that set. Oh my god. That was like the only time I never wanted an Optimus figure. Ugh.
Then that's the one that the Star Saber homage, Sky Saber, combines with.
God.
And the thing is, like Sky Saber sucks, Optimus sucks. But you get them together, you get an all-right toy. The trouble is, you have to buy them separately.
Yeah, I'm really iffy on getting the Titans Return Optimus because his body right there, just the center body, it reminds me of that, and I don't want to remember Energon Optimus.
Yeah, there are some good Optimus Primes in Titans Return. Power Master Prime is a great one.
Hold on. Power Master Prime. Titans Return. Images. Yeah, a little bit. I think that's the one I was thinking of that front body looked like. It reminded me of the front body of that one, but looks okay. What are the other versions of a Titans Return Optimus?
Titans Return Optimus Prime, I guess, and Chrysson.
Mm-hmm. Velocitron.
Velocitron. As a velocity?
Yeah. Images. Chaos on Velocitron. Oh, that looks cool.
Or Crisis on Velocitron. I can't remember.
Right, it's Chaos.
Anyway, so that particular mold was only ever actually released so that Octane could be released for Titans Return.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I still think I like the side characters more in Titans Return than I do the main characters. Ooh, I absolutely love the look of this one right here.
Oh yeah, I think he's supposed to be a reference to the Seacons.
Oh yeah, but he looks sweet. What is that called? He comes in the Chaos on Velocity set. That is cool. Oh, that's a cool mini-con also. Oh, do you remember those mini-cons, the recent ones that that came with like clear pieces you could attach to them, translucent.
Yeah, I didn't care for that.
What's that from? Is that from like Combiner Wars?
I think that's actually from the new Robots in Disguise.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. What do you think of that series, by the way? Do you watch it?
I do not watch it. It's probably good.
Did you
but
watch
I
Prime?
think I watched Prime.
Was it good?
It didn't really snag me, and I think that's just because like I'm at the point where the comic books really only hold any kind of entertainment for me anymore. I mean, I'll watch the shows from my childhood just because I've got the nostalgia goggles on.
Right,
but
right.
I like the fact that IDW seems to be unifying all these timelines into sort of a multiverse.
That is cool. Yeah. Whoa, that looks sweet. Is this RC? Is that RC?
That could be RC.
That looks like a masterpiece figure. That looks like something from Wipeout too, like something I'd
That's
seen.
actually based off of the Blur figure from Titans Return.
Oh, I gotta see what. Ooh, Blur, Titans. I actually may want that. Sorry, I love Blur.
It is a popular figure.
It is, huh? How much? Ooh, it's $10.90. Ooh, that's not bad. Ooh, that's a good price. I actually might get that. Ooh, that is sweet. Why does it come with a head?
See, ladies and gentlemen, this is the section of the video. This is the section of the stream where we just sit here and make Kenny's Christmas list get longer and longer.
Yeah, that's common. Yeah. This has been happening for a while now. I already have a full Christmas list of Titans Return figures. I blame you.
And I'm probably guilty.
You are guilty. What is the head inside of his bot and chest plate, though?
So the what?
There's a head inside Blur's chest.
Show me. Because I don't remember anything like that. Speak for a second. You need to speak up so the screen will switch over.
There's a head inside the Blur.
Oh, that's just a demonstration. You can fit other heads in there. I believe that is Trailblazer.
Oh, okay, cool. Is there multiple versions of this in Titans Return, or is it just the basic $10 one?
The mold has been reused a couple of times. The Titans Return figure, well, it depends. The price is going to vary depending on what.
Like a deluxe class. You know, like how they release different classes based on price?
Yeah. Well, it's actually based on size.
Size, yeah.
And the price is going to vary depending on whether you buy Hasbro or Takara. Now, Hasbro is going to be cheaper, and you're going to notice little flaws in the toy, like maybe panels don't snap together as securely, or there's a little bit of a paint. There's less paint on it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you pay, maybe a couple extra bucks to Takara, you're going to get all the panels sitting flush with each other, and you're going to get lots and lots of paint.
Right. Yep. Takara's the Japanese one, right?
Takara, yeah, is the Japanese one, but I believe they also release in the U.S.
Oh, they do? Okay. I like that Hasbro Titans Return one. It looks really good. And it's a fair price. Heck, I'd buy that. You just want my parents to spend more money, don't you?
Well, I mean, you could always save up and pay for it yourself.
That too. I actually may. You just want me to waste my money.
It's not wasting your money, it's an investment.
It is an investment.
Keep those in good condition, even out of the box, and you will get at least 80% of your money back in the future. If not more, due to appreciation of value.
Yeah, I'm not selling these. Wow, I love this figure.
I am drooling over Titans Return Triptychon.
In the comic of Titans Return, is Blur still the same wisecracking, fast talking, smart mouth?
He doesn't. In the issues I've read, he doesn't show up.
Oh, okay. So he's just a toy release then, right now.
Pretty much.
I love, but I love Blur for being a wisecracking, smart talking, fast talker.
Well, I would say now's about a good time to start wrapping up the stream.
Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you for following us tonight, you Weekend Warriors. We will be back Friday with Bot Talk, where we will continue in Energon with some side Transformers talk. Remember to follow us on Twitter. You can follow me on my YouTube channel, Proton Reviews and Fan Edits, and follow El Chizo on his channel, El Chizo Reviews. We also are on Amino. If you guys are on Amino, you can tell them yours.
I would rather not, since I use that for like personal stuff.
Okay, cool then. You guys want to follow me on Amino, on Anime Amino? I am. What was my name yet today? On Amino, I change it a lot.
Yeah, maybe you should figure out what you're using for your username before
Let me find out my username as of right now. And I am.
So yeah, thanks.
Kenny right now. Capital KNENNY.
So thanks again for watching. As always, we welcome any viewership that you decide you want to spend with us. And as always, we will see you later, you Weekend Warriors.
Stay more phenomenal, everybody.